This week's edition of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by TradePub.com,
GoDaddy.com,
and Netflix.
Danny,
Yeah.
why do you go with Jeff?
Really? Can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch the traffic.
It was the first time it had been suggested I help my friend Jeff with anything.
What are you doing here?
Alex said I should help.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, sit down. Squat down right here. And here, hold this, here. And no, not like that, like that.
How?
And we'll just, I'll put the nuts in there. There's 4 of them, see? And then we'll just, so that should be perfect. We just go, that, see? I got it. Right? It's pretty easy, but I don't understand why this thing isn't working. One of the things must have gotten...
For one brief moment, I saw all the bolts silhouetted against the lights of the traffic, and then they were gone.
Oh, fudge.
Only I didn't say fudge. I said the word, the big one, the queen mother of dirty words, the F-word.
What did you say? That's what I thought you said. Go in the house. Go on.
It was all over. I was dead. What would it be? The guillotine, hanging, the chair, the rack, Chinese water torture? Mere child's play compared to what surely awaited me.
Everything go all right? <sighs> 8 minutes.
You know what Dan just said?
No, what?
I'll tell you what he said.
Danny!
Three rad dudes with nothing better to do get abducted by the crew of the Starship Alpha 2. They're from the planet Q, which, due to a space-time loop, is stuck in 82 and must be rescued. They need our heroes to discuss the latest news and give their reviews of games and movies too. Sure hope you're not confused. We swear this is all true, not just the premise too. The Totally Rad Show.
Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Totally Rad Show, episode number 40. I'm Alex Aubrey.
I'm Jeff Canada.
I'm Dan Trachtenberg.
Like a good child does on this Christmas Eve, we went through the closets, pulled down all those rad gifts we've been hiding, wrapped them up in a bow, slid them under your tree, and here they are for you.
Heyo, good one.
Thank you very
It's
much.
also episode 40.
40's a big deal.
Over
Yeah.
the hill.
We are over the hill. We get the cards now with hot women's on the front, saggy boobs on the inside, right?
Right?
The greatest observation I've heard this year.
Lordy, Lordy, look who's 40 is
Yeah.
what they always say, right?
Yeah.
But more than that, happy holidays to everybody.
Yes. Merry Christmas for the Christmas celebrators. Happy Hanukkah for the Hanzakas.
Already happened.
Already happened. With you back
And
in
cool, Avon will give us a cool holiday themed
holiday background
Cool Christmas lighty thing.
coming out of things. Also, we have to say, little gift to us, from us to you with a bow on it again. Little gift to rad guys.
Perhaps a stocking
girl.
stuffer.
Maybe a stocking stuffer. Website 2.0 just came out.
Heyo.
Yes. When we launched our website, we were super excited, and Jeff Virgin over at Virgin Design, who's been hooking
Who's
us up,
awesome.
who's amazing. You know, when we all sat down and said, we want this site up, but let's look to the future. The future is nigh.
Yeah, so go over and check it out, TotallyRadShow.com.
TotallyRatchet.com. Well, let's get into it. We'll talk more about it at the end of the show.
Milk and cookies for all!
This week in movies, we are going to be discussing Juno.
Uno.
Many years ago, a young lady became a stripper and a
What?
phone sex, just wait for it, be patient, and a phone sex operator. And she started blogging online, and a lot of people were reading her blog, and a publisher or business manager, whatever,
What?
tapped her to write a book.
Oh.
And
What? I didn't know it. This is weird.
And she chose this pen name, Diablo Cody, and wrote a screenplay that we now know as Juno.
Wow. That is really.
And after the Jason Reitman, son of Ivan, Ghostbusters Reitman, made his debut film, Thank You for Smoking.
Which was great. If you guys haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
He decided to make this his next movie. So this is Juno from this chick who has this interesting backstory. And Jason Reitman, what did you think, Alex?
Probably not the right person to go first, because I was sort of a little bored with this movie.
By the way, starring Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman, Jennifer Garner, J.K. Simmons, Michael Cera from Strong Bad, all those movies.
Strong Bad, Super Bad.
Super Bad, and the other
Arrested Development.
movies.
Strong Bad movie would be cool.
It'd be great. And then the chick
Ellen
is
Page,
Ellen Page,
Kitty
Canadian.
Pryde from the
she
X-Men
was
movies,
Kitty
and
Pryde?
Hard Candy.
Oh.
And it's about her getting pregnant.
Yes, and what's about a
16-year-old
teenage girl getting pregnant.
This is Dan.
Sorry.
Good
This
work
is me,
driving
Lil
this.
in it.
Good work driving.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say
You were bored.
I was sort of bored. There was a lot of stuff in the. It's all right. We'll let it fly.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff in early on. Just to get it on everybody's good side, I think it's a good movie to see. The last third of the movie, I actually really enjoyed. It was really powerful and super sweet, and I really liked the Michael Cera and the Kitty Pryde's relationship towards the end. Didn't really buy it at 100% at all through the entire first 2/3. I just felt like this movie was super trying to be real, but wasn't real. I kind of felt how you felt the camera work in The Mist was. Like, they were saying stuff that I was like, an older person wrote you that line. No 16-year-old in the world talks like that. And then J.K. Simmons and her parents were also talking in the exact same way. And so I felt like it made every character talk like a 23 or 4-year-old person, no matter who they were and what they meant. So for me, I just didn't buy any of it early on, and then it did get to a place where I was like, oh, okay, that was really sweet. The music was actually kind of really good in a very like broke down, not good music kind of a way. Like
I'm friends with those guys actually.
It was good. Yeah, it was like one of those things where you take like music that's not all that great and then use it in a thing. And
Lo-fi.
Lo-fi, yeah. They have like the straight out of Napoleon Dynamite character. To me, it just felt like it was really trying to be like Napoleon Dynamite, indie, funny but real and honest. And I didn't buy it but I did like where it went.
It's interesting that you say that because I kind of felt that I adore the movie. I think it's just charming and sweet and
Yeah, I had a feeling.
wonderful. Yeah, I was bawling at the end. It's just a sweet. It's not the best movie of the year. It's not one. It's just a great little experience, and it is really strong writing for someone who's a first-time screenwriter. And I think that it's interesting that you say that it felt like everybody was the same age, and it sort of felt a little too mature for its own good.
Not too mature. Like the young kids were too mature. The older people were
weren't mature
way
enough.
not mature
Okay.
enough. It was like they were all 20.
I thought that the performances in it across the board made that very difficult thing work for me, and I felt like the girl who plays the lead is an amazing find. I mean, she just blew me away. It's such a difficult role to sell, and going through it and having such a assuredness about who she is, not the character, but her as an actor, like being able to sort of exist in that world in a really interesting way. And I love Michael Cera. Everything he does makes me laugh. And like you said, the music is so great, and it's so much about that.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty disappointed with Thank You for Smoking because I had really high expectations for it, and I think this movie kind of proves the potential that Jason Reitman has for me.
At the very end, I definitely thought to myself, this is a song I'm gonna have to. If Heather sees that, she's gonna be like, we need to learn how to play
They're
and
gonna
sing that together.
sell
and
a
I'll be like,
million. If this movie
Okay.
is successful at all, they're gonna sell millions of soundtrack
Music is
albums.
kind of like what the Shins got from Garden
Yes,
State
yes,
is what could
yes.
happen for the Moldy Peaches or Kimmy
Yeah,
Dawson.
could. I mean, it's a little bit.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
what do you think, Dan?
interesting. I loved it. I thought it was way better than Thank You for Smoking as well. It is one of my favorite movies of the year.
Wow.
As like precocious and bluntly honest as the protagonist is, the movie is, and the filmmaking is. It's so funny that you brought up what you said about The Mist, because I had the exact thought as I was driving away from the movie. To me, The Mist failed on the. Okay, I feel like we sort of have an unspoken contract when we go and see a movie that's established by the way the story is told.
Okay, so now we're in heady space.
We're in heady space a little bit. The Mist, the performances and the writing was very theatrical. It was very heightened.
Well, they were being attacked by monsters.
No, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
I know what you mean,
right,
I know what
right.
you mean.
And the filmmaking was very real and immediate and natural.
Yeah.
So I thought that there was sort of a misfire. Just like in Transformers, I thought there was a misfire because the screenplay was kids' adventure movie, words being said, and cast members, and we got photography like an adult action film. So the tone is off. This movie, I think, she speaks very precociously, and there's sort of there's a stylized realism to the way things are spoken. It's sort of like a very stilted, quiet, awkward, clean frames like Wes Anderson, but a little bit more not as clever, and for me, not as alienating, and a little bit like.
Well, I thought it was really
very similar.
A really pretty movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was shot really well.
So, but I think that the way it's shot sets up the tone to buy into the fact that these kids are speaking a little bit wiser than their years.
Well, but I felt like they also did the Superbad thing. Like, they said stuff that clearly I was like, somebody wrote down and said, I'm gonna have them say something that makes absolutely no sense, but they're all gonna buy into this is the word, like, everybody says wiener now. Everybody, says vag now. That's the big thing. And then she made up words that I was like, to me, it just felt like it was trying so hard.
I like what you said about me. I like what you said about how.
And I didn't buy her at all. That character.
Well, for me, I thought this succeeded where Superbad failed. So I really bought it, and I think it was in a little bit more stylism and a little bit more realism. There's just these great details that the camera focuses on in like him applying deodorant to his thigh, and it's like this awkward.
The really funny
shot.
thing is when that shot happened, I went, Dan's gonna like this movie.
Yeah,
because I was like, it's not the shot of him in the mirror,
It's like he found this unique detail to showcase, and when he shows the track housing, the suburban track, every American Beauty, Election, which by the way, this feels very similar to Election, which I think,
liked Election way better.
That's how he sold Thank You for Smoking, is by saying this movie could be Election.
Oh, interesting.
So I mean, that's definitely the movie.
So I think he's in he sort of films his stuff the same way. But everyone sort of films cookie cutter suburban houses. They show like this, and Edward Scissorhands, they showed the same.
Yeah.
And this was like showing the same, but it wasn't so on the nose.
Well,
I just liked that it was like
enough that you're like, people think that these are now different houses. They're clearly the same.
Yeah,
house.
it's like, exactly. I thought that was such a great, unique, real life detail shown in this sort of flat.
Right, and I have to
funny
say,
way.
Jason Bateman can do no wrong.
Yes.
That guy, I didn't buy Jennifer Garner for a fucking second, but Jason Bateman and J.K. Simmons
Jason Bateman's amazing.
Are amazing, and that life, like you get his life. You know what I mean? Like, but it just wasn't. I wanted more, as it were.
So moving on.
Do we have newsies?
Being Christmas.
Oh, it's Christmas. Oh, I like Christmas.
Yeah. I figured now would be a good time to discuss our favorite holiday movies / moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
/
Christmas
movies.
movie moments,
Okay.
whatever it be. Sing a movie on Christmas.
Okay.
Favorite Christmas theme movie.
Yep.
Well, I always love Christmas. The last
Little
few years,
Canada?
the last few years, my family has celebrated Christmas the week before Christmas. Christmas.
Oh.
And so I would go.
Just for
and,
time issues?
Yeah, so that other parts of the family could go off into other directions. Not doing it this year, but in the last, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, it's been that way.
Okay.
And it's been really interesting because I've been sort of back in LA and by myself on Christmas, which I really actually like adored. And my sort of little routine tradition that I set up for myself in the last few years, I would always go to the movies on Christmas Day, the very first showing, and I would usually see 2 films. And I would do it completely by myself, and it was this really awesome experience that I would have alone. Like a couple of years ago, whenever it was, I felt like I had my Christmas with Leo. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio had Catch Me If You Can and Gangs of New York out, and I saw both of those on the same day.
Yeah.
And I would like be alone, and it's really cool because when you're at the movie theater on Christmas morning, everybody else is experiencing Christmas morning, you know, and it's me and like, you know, a dozen Jews.
That's what we do on Christmas.
Yeah, go to the
We spend
movies,
the whole
right?
day, Christmas and Chinese.
You go to the
awesome.
earliest showing, and it's like completely dead and
Chinese
empty.
is my
and-
favorite holiday.
Sorry.
Anyway, so that's my little.
Wow,
As far
that's
as
very
like
interesting.
one of my favorite Christmas movies, I would have to say is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Love it. Love it.
Well,
really
Christmas
interesting.
movie or
Halloween / Christmas movie.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's a Christmas movie.
I think it's a Christmas movie too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think probably one of my favorite Christmas movies has to be the Rankin and Bass, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's not a movie. That's a cheat. That's on TV, right?
It's a TV movie.
Yeah, it's a movie on the
It's a half an hour, 22 minutes.
What?
Is it?
No, I thought it was like
Okay, well, I'll
an
check it
hour.
out.
I don't know.
I also
Well,
love
I
it.
bought it for my girlfriend on DVD, so it's now a movie. Because it's not season 1, episode 1 of Rankin and Bass. It's movie, DVD. Standard definition.
I was calling Kris Kringle shenanigans on you.
I know, yeah, I got Shaningled. No, I, you know, for me that is Christmas. You know what I mean? Like Home Alone, great Christmas movie. Nightmare Before Christmas, great Christmas movie. But that movie, I can see a frame with no character in it that's like zoomed in on a tree, and I go, oh, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
agree
mean?
with you
Like
on
to
that.
me, that just, and I don't even know how many times I've seen it all the way through. And I used to have an improv troupe called the Misfit Toys. So, and then for me, Christmas was probably one of my favorite days of the year, bar none. I always got so excited to go downstairs, and I'd have to wake my little sister up because she would sleep, and we'd be like, Santa's here, we gotta go. We'd go downstairs, and I actually remember one year I got the G.I. Joe helicopter, and it was like a Chinook, you know, kind of thing. And but it was really sad because we actually went and looked for the toys, and I found my G.I. Joe helicopter before Christmas. I think it was a My Little Pony ice cream shop set for my little sister, and we felt really, really guilty. We told our parents. Actually, my little sister snarked on us.
Snarked?
Yeah, it's an
Little.
East Coast thing. But it was just like so. Like to me, Christmas is like
Yeah.
I just love waking up in the smell, and my parents would be downstairs and they'd have their holiday music on, and it just
What about you,
was,
Danny?
I love it.
You got
I'm surprised that neither of you guys mentioned Scrooge.
Oh, it's a good movie.
It's one of my. It's another one of
Yeah.
my favorites. Back off, big man. It may work for the chicks, but not with me.
For me, in terms of movies, beyond the 24 hours of A Christmas Story that I watch all 24 hours of, and the movie going that I go to, and my Chinese food that I have on Christmas Day, there's a
Very Christmas Story.
two Christmas movies I used to watch as a kid. One, Santa Claus, not the Santa Claus. Jonathan Lithgow and I think
Yes,
Dudley Moore.
Dudley Moore as the
and
elf.
They eat food and they start flying or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Weird.
Yes.
But awesome.
Yes. and a Disney remake of March of the Wooden Soldiers, Babes in Toyland.
Babes in Toyland.
You used to watch it too?
Yeah, of course.
Wasn't that so the end fight when they're toys like
That's awesome.
fighting?
Did you ever see The
Yeah.
Night They Saved Christmas?
No.
I know what you're saying.
Loved that movie.
What?
Anyway, we have to.
What was it?
These
Explain me.
kids whose dad is stationed in the North Pole area up there. He like works and is a miner and stuff. And Christmas is gonna be canceled, and they go to the North Pole and Santa's lair, and it's like done realistically, like all the technology is
Paul
explained.
Greengrass.
Oh, that's
No.
cool.
It's like the mix,
Dude,
right?
Everything's explained.
the next Bourne movie is Jason Bourne as Santa. Jason Bourne saves Christmas.
The Bourne Nativity.
The Bourne Nativity.
So, we three
Kings of
douches
Orientar.
are the only ones in the world who have never seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Well,
Four of
fourth
us.
douche.
Four of us.
No, we didn't want to exclude you from the doucheness, Steve.
For Christmas this year, we said, why don't we just finally watch
That's
It's a
right.
Wonderful Life?
It's one of those movies that it feels like I've seen because
It's in Gremlins.
It's always
and-
on and everyone references it, but
Yeah.
I've never sat down and watched it start to finish.
I have to say, too, I'm realizing now,
Uh-oh.
as someone who's very into directing and stuff, this might be my first
Frank Capra?
Frank Capra, unless
Wow.
It Happened One Night or Meet John Doe.
I don't know.
Are they
You're
Frank
the
Capra?
expert.
I don't know, but
You're
Joe
Mr.
Black was not.
No, Meet John Doe.
I know, I'm just.
Oh, it's Joe Black.
Well, let's find out. Shall we hit play?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
I suppose you've decided what you want to do when you get out of college.
Oh, well, you know what I've always talked about. Build things, design new buildings, plan modern cities. All that stuff I've been talking
Still
about.
after that first million before you're 30, huh?
No, I'll settle for half that in cash.
And the next thing I knew, some guy came up and tripped me. That's the reason why I came in fourth. If it hadn't have been for that, that race had been a cinch. I tried to find out who it was later, but I couldn't find out. Nobody'd ever tell you whoever it was because they'd be scared. 'Cause they know what
You
kind of a
remember
guy
George.
I am.
This is Mary. Well, I'll be seeing you.
Well. Now, to get back to my story, see? Hey, this is my dance.
Oh, why don't you stop annoying people?
Well, I'm sorry. Hey!
Well, I've said too much. You're the board here. You do what you want with this thing. There's just one thing more, though. This town needs this measly one-horse institution, if only to have some place where people can come without crawling to Potter. Come on.
Hey, you'll miss your train. You're a week late for school already. Go on.
What's going on in there?
Oh, never mind. Don't worry about that. They're putting us out of business. So what? I can get another job. I'm only 55.
56.
Go on. Hey, look, you gave up your boat trip. Now you don't want to miss college too, do you?
They've appointed George here as executive secretary to take his father's place.
Oh, no, but Uncle Billy is...
You can keep him on, that's all right. As secretary, you can hire anyone you like.
Dr. Cameron, now let's get this thing straight. I'm leaving right now. I'm going to school. This is my last chance. Uncle Billy here, he's your man.
But, George, they'll vote with Potter otherwise.
Through some sort of an accident, my company shortened their accounts. The bank examiner got there today. I've got to raise $8,000 immediately.
Oh, that's what the reporters wanted to talk to you about.
The reporters?
Yes, they called me up from your building and loan. Oh, there's a man over there from the DA's office, too, who's looking for you.
Please help me, Mr. Potter. Help me, won't you, please?
Look at you. You used to be so cocky. You were going to go out and conquer the world. You once called me a warped, frustrated old man. What are you but a warped, frustrated young man? Miserable little clerk crawling in here on your hands and knees and begging for help. No securities, no stocks, no bonds, nothing but a miserable little $500 equity in a life insurance policy. You're worth more dead than alive.
Is Daddy in trouble? Yes, Pete. Shall I pray for him? Yes, Jenny, pray very hard. Me too? You too, Tommy.
It's against the law to commit suicide around here.
Yeah, it's against the law where I come from, too.
Oh, where do you come from?
Heaven? You've been given a great gift, George. A chance to see what the world would be like without you.
Clarence! Clarence! Help me, Clarence! Get me back! Get me back! I don't care what happens to me! Get me back to my wife and kids! Help me, Clarence, please!
George! You all right? Hey, what's the matter?
Now get out of here, Bert, or I'll hit you again! Get out of here!
What the Sam Hill you yelling for, George?
George? Bert, do you know me?
What do you know about that? Merry Christmas! Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry! Merry!
Yay!
me. Oh, let me look at you. Oh, I could eat you up. Where's your mom?
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
Well, we just watched It's a Wonderful Life, and it is a wonderful movie, indeed.
I was surprised at how sweet it was.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful film, and the revelation for me. I mean, I kind of, you kind of gather just living in culture, the whole like what my life was without me. The revelation for me was the whole first hour and a half of really great story.
Yeah.
Which, aside from all of the sort of Christmassy angels and all that stuff, which is what I knew going in.
Yeah.
Aside from that,
It's way-
a really wonderful movie
It's
of
not
a guy's life.
Yeah, and it's not as much about Christmas as I mean, it's not Christmas until the last maybe 20 minutes, if that.
It was a great. It was. It's genuine. It's
There's
genuinely.
definitely-
You
yeah.
saw our feelings in the beginning, and now we now all know why it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is
what it is.
It's genuinely funny. It's genuinely.
Oh my God! Some of the stuff was really funny.
And Jimmy Stewart is
very
a
good.
genius.
And
He's
'cause
amazing.
You can
Wonderful.
feel I don't know if tropes is the right word that you would use, but like you can feel what acting is in these movies.
Yeah.
You know, and you said this. You can tell this is pre-Marlon Brando, right?
Yeah.
But
even
some
then-
people exceed. Like he
transcends
exceeds
that, yes.
And the angel guy, I thought really.
Yeah, he was great.
Genuinely
Donna
funny.
Reed, I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, she was.
she was
And in
great.
the end, it wasn't cheeseball.
No.
Her stuff was like fucking.
You bought
hello.
it. No. There was definitely
Yeah.
some ocular,
Mistiness happening.
mistiness, yeah.
You wept.
I wept a little. Weird punching.
I don't know.
Video games!
So on this Christmas morning, I'm sure a lot of little Billies and Susies are waking up and unwrapping their brand new video game systems or brand new video games. We've been playing a lot of those games that are probably being sold and opened this morning. Those big, huge AAA titles. But we thought, what more fun would it be on Christmas than to play a game that is about something we love? That if we were kids, our maybe out-of-touch aunt or grandma would maybe see that and go, oh, I've heard Danny talk about that Avatar program. Maybe I should get that game for him. So we played the Avatar
Thanks, Granny.
360, the 360 game, because we all love Nickelodeon's Avatar so much.
Yes.
And THQ has made, as they often do, a lot of the Nickelodeon titles. They made a video game version
Which
of
we saw at
Avatar.
Comic-Con. And that actually piqued our interest.
Actually, I
because
think it was, I don't think it was Comic-Con, I think it was the other con we were at, which was what?
the other con.
The video. No,
Maybe
it
it
would
was
have had to be in
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
Maybe it was
We didn't go to the video
Comic-Con.
game E3. We didn't go to that.
Right, because we went to Comic-Con and we were like, look, it's E3.
Yeah, you were like, dude, I played the Avatar. I was playing the Avatar game.
Because the
Well, I'm
first
glad
Avatar
that-
Anyway,
was
so it's
like not
but we had
great.
that conversation.
Yeah.
So it's basically the way the game plays is it's sort of like the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games. It's a beat 'em up like Double Dragon or Final Fight, or more recently X-Men Legends.
Yeah.
Or
Now you're telling
Marvel,
the story out of
Marvel
order.
Ultimate Alliance.
Because we started playing the game, and I was like, wow,
but that's how
this looks like. Let me just.
tell the story, but that's not-
Dan's like, credit, please.
This looks
Credit,
like.
please.
I was like, Jeff was playing the game. We were gonna switch off controllers.
Yes.
And I was like, man, this, and there's two people fighting at the same time on screen.
Right.
It's like, wow, this is just like Double Dragon or Final Fight. Like, it'd be so cool if we could play together. I love playing those games together. And I was like, wait, maybe we could play this together.
So we
And
played
were
together.
all
And then we started fighting, Dan and I, over the controller,
Yeah.
and Dan, I acquiesced.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, yes, credit where credit is due.
Thank you, sir.
You plugged the other second controller.
Yes.
But that doesn't change the fact that the mechanics of the game from the outset were much like X-Men Legends, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, those
Yes.
games, where if you do play single player, it's not just one player. It is you have a team the whole time, and you can switch back and forth.
Yes.
Okay, so Dan, what did you think of playing the Avatar game?
The first hour or half hour, whatever, when we first playing was like, this is awesome. I had rekindled the flame that was lit by said games.
Yep.
So much fun, helping each other out, playing together in it to win it, not playing together like Gears of War, but like being in the same room and like having this childlike fun experience, and then it just was a childlike experience that I was too old for. I mean, just everything was just the same things, hitting the same buttons over and over again. There wasn't any puzzles. I mean, I think it's a genre that we are not, you know, this is for, if have a young prepubescent child, this would probably be lots of fun.
Of any sex.
What about you, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, samesies. Can I just say that? I mean, it's really cool because one of the things that they do in this game, which was actually really, we were sort of impressed with, is that each level is the exact story of each subsequent episodes in season 2.
Season 2, yeah.
So literally, like the first level is all of episode 1. The second level is all of episode 2. I mean, like same plot points, probably the same
jokes.
Yeah,
that were
same
funny.
jokes. I know, it's great.
A little bit.
Same
so
script.
there was a lot of like, it was almost like a nice trip down memory lane. Like I get to play, you know. And I mean, at the end of the day, the combat system is cool, but you really don't feel like you're waterbending. Although there are those cool points where you have to like stop and then do the waterbending motion or do the earthbending motion, or like playing as Momo looked really fun, as when you can like play as Momo and go all through. But at the end of the day, same as Dan, you just kind of go, oh, just watch episode.
Yeah,
7.
I'm gonna be a little harsher on the game than you guys. I think if you have a prepubescent kid, don't buy this game for them. It's a bad game. It's so much potential there. Like you said, it's very cool that you would be able to play through the actual episode plot and have the actual voices of the characters. You know, for somebody that loves the shows like we do, that's a neat way to do these licensed games.
Yeah.
But there's so much wrong with this game. There's so many bad things about it.
At certain points, the lip syncing stops.
Well, they have weird Blinks video of cutscenes that is in-game graphics, and then they cut to, there's like levels of storytelling. There's that, you get the full lip-synced story points, but the graphics aren't any better.
Yeah.
They're not pre-rendered.
No.
And then you get the sort of in-game cutscene where they just kind of are like weird puppets that don't move their mouths, but you still hear the audio. And then you talk to characters that don't have any face or voice. You just get text coming up. It's so inconsistent and just a terrible, it seems like shovelware. You know, it seems like, oh, we don't have the money or time. Just get this out into the public, you know?
It's like they weren't starting with, let's make a great game. How do we figure it out? They were like, let's make a game.
Which is exactly what people complain about with these licensed properties, is that the care isn't taken. And you see there's really cool modes. You get to play as Momo, you know? Yeah. There's really cool stuff.
Throwing the melons at the people when they're running up. And
there could have been really cool
ice bridge that I made as you guys were fighting over the ice bridge at one point, and all that by accident, but it was fun.
If you want to get 1,000 gamers points really fast.
Oh my Jesus. Wish we were playing on mine.
It's a shame. Also, Christmas.
Christmas
is a time when we all play games. I know, Dan, you finished Assassin's Creed, which we talked about, and we'd gotten some criticism for because people said the end really makes up for the experience.
Yeah,
what did you?
I remember reading.
Has your opinion changed since finishing?
Well, the interesting thing is that my opinion was very mixed.
Right.
Yes.
I enjoyed it, hit some walls, but overall kind of enjoyed it, and then
but it was still mixed.
Yeah, and taking a break. I mean, I would have spoken. I was like, Assassin's Creed, cool game. You know, I was happy spending the $50 I spent on it.
Right.
But post and facto, or I don't know if that's actually the actual phrase I want to use.
It's not right, but post and facto.
Ipso facto.
You can make that up. That's fine.
But in going back to playing it, it was like, wow, it is the same crap over and over. It was more of the same missions done the same way, and tedious to get through, but I was like, I gotta see the end. I have to see it. And there's no ending. You beat a bad guy. I mean, this might be a little bit of a spoiler, and you can spoiler can this just because people may, but the guy who sends you on all the missions, Al Molim, you end up having to fight him in the end. But that's like,
that's not a twist.
That's just a twist that you would, I mean, that's like, it's not a twist that happens to you. It's just an in-game story thing. If you're paying attention to the story, that's told to you through prophetic speech. And then what you think is going to be a twist when it cuts back to like real
Yeah,
time.
that's where
that's where you
the
thought the
twist would
twist is going to
happen,
be. And the people leave the room, and you're in there by yourself. And
Well, you don't need to tell us what happens.
Well,
just tell us if it changed your opinion of anything.
Nothing changed opinion.
If
Let me just
anything,
say
it
real
sounds
quick,
like it went back.
and then
Yeah,
you
I mean, I
see
don't
things
think-
written on
it's
the
not
wall.
like a
Let me just say
summary
this.
of the ending.
You see things written on the wall, and that if you go online and you decrypt what these random words are and like Hebrew letters and whatever, it's hints to what the next game, setting of the next game.
I see.
That's it. No, like really what you are is a this or that. None of that. Zero.
I
Zero,
hate it
and it
when
just ends.
I hate it when people pump up twists and because then I get there and I'm like, F you guys. This is not
Yeah.
This is not Jedi.
Dude, I couldn't have been more underwhelmed than like, what the F?
Wow. Okay. Well, good to know that I'm happy I didn't buy that game.
Yeah.
Still.
Well,
all right.
All right.
All right, this week in forums.
We're suckling the mailbag.
Yeah, it's the open mailbag section of the TRS forums.
Like Santa Claus opening his bag, we're pulling out.
Got to bring it back to Christmas, don't you?
Love it.
Well, it's Christmas.
Good work, good work.
It's Christmas time. Let's answer questions.
So, first question is from Jor-El. Which is
badass.
Yeah.
Badass name, yes.
And the name of Nick Cage's son now.
Yes.
unfortunately.
Well, it's not as badass when he does it.
Yes.
Just
What
get
is the story behind the TRS theme song? Did you all have a hand in creating and recording the track?
Jeff wrote a poem, basically, that became our intro, and he was very excited. I think it was on Valentine's Day, and
It was.
and then.
But I didn't say, hey, I wrote a poem.
No, you said these are cool lyrics that could
Yeah, I
be
wrote it as
in a
lyrics
song.
for a song.
Right.
You make it sound like I wrote you a Valentine's
You wrote it without
Day
music,
poem.
is what he's saying.
Without
Which I did
music,
not
you
do.
wrote
I just want that on the record,
Yeah.
people.
And so basically, I took it and said, well, should we make this our theme song? And then wrote the kind of melody stuff and had my girlfriend Heather sing it, and then just used GarageBand and threw some tracks down. I mean, it was kind of just, let's get it out.
Common question. That is not your voice singing it. That's
That is
Heather
Heather
singing at the end.
with Heather.
And the voice at the beginning saying the words is me.
Yes.
So we get that question a lot.
Yeah,
Good,
I'm
that up.
actually glad that we got to finally.
Yeah, right.
Everyone
All right, let's move on.
Okay, Vertigo. Well, it's spelled differently.
Okay,
people.
it's a meme. Go,
Do you
meme.
plan on
meme.
having a best of the year show?
Yes.
Next week.
Okay.
Tune in.
Royale.
Casino or
Oh my God.
or hamburgers.
Click it. Just scroll. Just use the scroll wheel. There
Okay.
you
Like a
go.
normal
If you could-
mouse.
Royale asks if you could own a shop, what kind would it be? For example, magic shop, my choice, his choice. Comic shop, knife, sword shop.
I love that it's knife sword
Etc.
shop because that might be mine. What would
I
yours
don't know.
be?
What would yours be, Jeff?
I've always had a dream. First of all, more than anything else, I'd love to own a restaurant.
Yeah, that's hard work, but go ahead.
Second place after that is definitely a comic book store. Childhood dream.
We have a great idea for a restaurant. That would be my answer.
You know what I'm
I
gonna
can't
say? I'm
it.
gonna say a high-end motorcycle shop.
Oh.
Yeah, that sells like really nice like custom motorcycles. I'm not involved in that.
Knives and swords.
Well, I mean, knives and swords and motorcycles go hand in hand. We've all seen Mad Max.
I would say a store that sold like
Dreams.
the book. The never.
Little Danny's Dream Shop.
A store that sold the Never-Ending Story book.
So a bookstore.
A flux capacitor.
Oh.
Like sold the things that you could
a prop
want
shop.
to own. Yeah, but they
but
make
better.
replicas and like it would be the book that isn't.
Next question.
All right, good question.
Alex asks if you could be on the set of any movie or show just on the side, watching the magic unfold.
I know what Jeff's
What
gonna
movie
say.
or show would it be?
Oh, maybe
and
not.
would there be one scene in particular or just the whole movie?
All right. Jeff?
Well, okay. Everyone knows
Is it
I'm
the
going to say the
Shield?
Shield.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking something else, but keep going.
I would have really, this is going to be an interesting, I think, take on this question for me, is I would love to have been on the side watching episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3 of Star Wars being shot, just so I could see how George Lucas was
process?
directing those actors.
That's really interesting.
So I could either defend him or criticize him
From
later.
a point of knowledge.
From going,
That's interesting.
why did he say that? Or he didn't say that. You know.
That's really interesting. Danzig, Glenn,
Interesting.
Glenn
about these
Danzig.
movies, I don't think the problem is so not the acting in those movies.
No, but it would have been interesting.
No, it's just true. You're right.
Yeah.
It definitely would be interesting.
Yeah. Danzig,
Can you answer? Provide me more time.
can I buy you more time? Sure.
Distract in some way.
I would love. I mean, I would say any of the '80s childhood love fests. You know, the Ghostbusters, the
I thought there was some sort of
Three Amigos.
childhood
I meant like
love.
Caligula.
No, not Caligula. No, I mean like, you know, like any of those '80s, like Bill
any
Murray,
movie with little kids
Dan Aykroyd,
making out.
Yeah, any movie like Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, like that whole genre of movie, that whole era of movies, Stripes and Spies Like Us, and you know, Three Amigos and Ghostbusters, and any of those movies, I would have died to see those actors working.
I'm gonna say the set of a Christopher Guest movie.
Oh,
because
hello.
I think
That's interesting.
I think
Twitch Twine.
I think I was
that's a great
what came to mind, Alfred Hitchcock or Steven Spielberg, but so much of that magic happens before they're on set.
Yeah, that's
so I would
interesting.
love to be.
Evidently not Steven Spielberg anymore.
That's true, but I don't think I'd get it. I have a friend who's on those sets, and it's like. It's all, you don't get to see the magic happening. It's just kind of, you know, I feel like the Christopher Guest stuff, you really get to see the magic happen.
Yeah.
Next question. Okay. All right. Thalassian?
Okay.
If you could live anywhere else in the world, where would you want
Well,
to
this
be?
this is actually a good question to end on. I will go first.
Yep.
For I was not asked to go first, but I will.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say London. I had such a fucking blast in London. The streets, the people, the beer, everything was so idyllic. I mean, I remember the first day I walked down to our hotel and looking up in these like white, you know, just classically British location, and I called Heather because my girlfriend's a huge fan, has been there a bunch of times, and I said I could easily live here, easily.
Yeah. Oxford.
Yeah. Oh, dude. No, yeah. Forget it. So
No, that's
so I'm
definitely-
London.
That's me too.
Danny, T? I just haven't been enough places to. I mean,
Well,
I'm excited
imagine.
to go be in Asia. Does it have to be a real place that exists, or can I combine places?
He wants
You
to
could
live in
make-
his dream.
you
He
could
wants to
make
open his dream store.
I know.
On a cloud.
In Austrapan. On a cloud.
I wish that my life in LA could be in Philly. Like I wish that my
Oh no,
the
and
industry.
I mean that's the problem. That's the reason why we can't live anywhere in the world is because of what we do.
Yeah.
So.
At the end of a rainbow.
All right, that rainbow has fists. Well, before we bid you adieu on this fine Christmas morn or evening, what's the morn for evening? Morn this morning.
Eve.
Eve. On this fine Christmas Eve. It's not Christmas Eve. It doesn't work.
You just
mind screwed myself.
Yes, because Christmas Eve is the Christmas before.
I know. It's this Christmas before.
Maybe it's the Christmas ning.
Before we get going on this fine Christmas ning, we would like to thank our sponsors, such as TradePub. You can head over to trs.tradepub.com and get a whole bunch of free trade publications, including eWeekly, PC Mag, Television Weekly, Information Weekly.
Like little Christmas gifts.
And they're little Christmas presents for you.
All
that
year
are free.
round. GoDaddy.com is also a fun place to go. If you're interested in creating a new domain or website, you should go there. $1.99 domain names, which is how low it can go.
That's how low it can go. It's like a
It's limbo. It's a limbo. But your website won't be in limbo because they also have really cool programs to help you design that website. How fun is that? What about Netflix, Dan?
You know what
Save
creates
me.
the limbo? The green amulet.
Oh! I don't know that movie reference.
Monster Squad. It's cool.
I gotta watch that movie again.
Netflix. You can rent Monster Squad on Netflix if you want. Netflix is pretty cool. Online renting, 75,000 titles, including HD DVDs and Blu-rays.
Very nice.
Tons of shipping centers, so you get your crap the next day.
Nice.
And by crap, I mean a really cool DVD. For as low as $4.99.
Cool.
Nice.
But there's a 2-week free trial, which is awesome, and you can sign up to get this free trial at www.netflix.com/T. TRS.
Look at the professional over here.
That's cool.
I was Laffy McGinnis through the entire thing of
That's
Trade
okay.
Bug.
I forgot to even say
out.
I forgot
That's
to say
good.
my promo code on mine, but that's all right.
What's your promo code?
TRS1.
No, it's good.
All right.
Roman numeral 1 or
No,
regular?
regular.
Okay, good.
Funny because
Call back that
outtakes.
nobody heard. Well, if you we did forums this week, but if
Which
you
is
want to
where-
send us an email,
Yeah.
I was gonna say you can send it to us at fans@thetotalllyradshow.com.
TotallyRadShow.com is where you can find our forums if you want to
And
participate.
we should talk about the newness of that.
Yeah, TotallyRadShow.com is brand new this week. We mentioned it at the top. We'll mention it again now. There's new, really cool features.
There's a Photoshop contest gallery now. There's also
well, if people who have been maybe reluctant to check out our forums, the people in the forums have been the biggest contributors to the Photoshop. There's like all these amazing Photoshops, us being put in ridiculous situations and awesome situations.
Yeah.
So now we've managed to be able to put that on our website.
And they can submit it through the website. And
So it's much easier to find now, and
You can actually rate them, vote on them, comment on them. It's pretty cool.
we have a weekly poll question that we actually come up with that we put on the site that we'll talk about on the show.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
so
really cool.
Head over to the weekly poll, check that out too.
Yeah.
It's good. There's a lot of
It's all
good
just
stuff.
like
new,
cool, and awesome.
Cool and awesome are two very good words.
Or rad kind of sums it all up, doesn't
Could
it?
be rad.
I just don't want to be redundant, Jeff.
Well,
Rad
perish the
dundant
thought.
Or post in facto.
Rad.
The other thing you can do over at the website, besides that poll and the trivia and cool stuff, hopefully that's in the website.
And we'll find out.
Is the Rad Recommendations bar.
That's right.
Where, if you've dug some of the stuff that we've talked about on the show, like election or...
You don't have to name them now.
Or anything, that we've talked about on the show.
That was adorable.
It's called pigeonholing.
You can go to the website and check out the Rad Recommendations. It's pretty cool.
That's right.
And head over to the myspace.com/TRS.
Also, we talked about the background at the top.
Yeah.
You can go to our website and find the template for the background. You can also download this background if you want to check it out. But the thing I've been wanting to say for a couple of weeks is, we put a new background up every week at the top and the bottom. But I would love to see new backgrounds for the movies, video game segments. And if anybody has any ideas on stuff, our plan was to rotate those out. We've found ones that we really like, but maybe ones that are like that, where they show a lot of kind of the references that we're into, or some kind of theme. I'd love to see some of that, so you don't feel like you have to be tied into our logo.
Our logo on something.
Which we love, but just saying, open it up. Open it up a little.
I like that. Also, you can head over to revision3.com and check out a whole bevy of alternative programming.
Great
also,
shows.
Other great shows. Also, you can head over to jinx.com/TRS and you can get some rad gearage. Well, Merry Christmas, people!
Yeah, and to all,
Happy
a good night.
A rad
Christmas.
night. Hey, everybody, my hands are in my pockets. It's like, why are they doing my pocket?
40.
We are 4 X's in a row.
All right.
No, we're not. We're an we're IV. We're not
you
4
said it.
X's in a row.
You just said 4 X's in a row.
L is 40.
Oh, is it?
No, L is 50.
Hope you're not confused.
XL would be 40 because it's 10 minus 50.
That's actually extra large.
Because it's episode 40.
Episode
Is that what you're
40.
saying that?
Crazy.
This is a big
No,
show.
I'm saying because you look old.
This is a big show. We got.
Which is also
I have
rad.
been accused of being old.
You've been accused of spitting on me at this point, Jeff.
We're not throwing this over. We have to keep going because he's finally getting
I know.
it.
This is good. This is good. It's good. So we have the new website.
You guys are gonna believe what's down here.
Oh yeah. Wait, let me go. Let me go down the stairs and check out what's down.
When did this become public access?
Oh, sorry.
We became juggling mimes.
No. What were you saying?
We're like on unicycles
The
now.
new website.